IMF predicts that by the end of this year, in just a few months, China will wield more purchasing power than America. By the end of 2014, China's adjusted gross domestic product, or GDP, will be worth $17.6 trillion, while the U.S. will be second with $17.4 trillion. Now, although a typical person in China still does earn less than their American counterpart, prices aren't the same in each country, and the IMF found that after adjusting for the low cost of living in China, one can get more for their money in that country. A shirt or a hamburger will cost you less in Shanghai than in New York. And around 2005, we have to remember, China's economy was less than half the size of the U.S.'s economy, but by 2019, the International Monetary Fund expects it to be 20% bigger. That underscores how Beijing's contribution to the global growth is trumping the U.S.'s. Now, China's financial muscle is also flexing throughout the United States when it comes to real estate. One of New York's most internationally recognized properties is now owned by, guess who? The Waldorf-Astoria is among the most internationally recognized landmarks in New York City. The 121-year-old Park Avenue Hotel has hosted dignitaries, foreign royalties, celebrities like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe, and every U.S. president since Herbert Hoover. Matter of fact, Barack Obama stayed here just 2 weeks ago. But next time the American leader checks into this iconic hotel, he'll be China's guest. Beijing's Angbang Insurance Company is buying the Waldorf for a record-breaking $1.95 billion. That's the highest price ever paid for a U.S. hotel, and also the largest acquisition of a U.S. real estate property by a Chinese buyer. The purchase of one of America's most glamorous addresses comes as China remains the leading foreign buyer of U.S. properties. According to the National Realtors Association, between March 2013 and March 2014, the Chinese spent $22 billion on U.S. housing, with more than 75% of the purchases reportedly made in cash. Experts say China's growing economy, stronger currency, and greater access to credit has enticed buyers to invest in the U.S. Another factor is that Beijing no longer permits individuals to own more than 2 properties in China.
What we are witnessing is the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. America's wealth, America's productive capacity, the capital that had been accumulated over a couple of centuries of industrial growth is being transferred to East Asia and to China in particular in a volume and at a speed that has never been seen before in the history of any empire on Earth.
So Chinese investors have directed their money to the land of opportunity, reportedly purchasing the most expensive homes with an average price tag of more than $500,000. That's compared to about $200,000 that the average American spends. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.